Hello everybody, welcome back to the Formulalympics. It is the second round of the 1952 Formulalympics season. This time we are at Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian race, being one of the most popular tracks around in Belgium. We should see who is going to get the gold medal in the Formula 1 race, but also being the second round of the season, we also have the F2 races on the hand, so we've got two sets of cars for hopefully three exciting races around Spa-Francorchamps. So, introduction out of the way, let's jump into the F2 qualifying session and find out who will get the 3 points and pole position for the main race. So hello everybody, this is the qualifying session for the F2 cars around Spa-Francorchamps. Now who's going to get pole position for the main race and get the 3 bonus points for getting pole position? We shall find out as we've got a first taker to set the benchmark for the other teams to try and beat. Is Dennis Poor from Team UK. So here goes the Brett out to try and set the benchmark for everyone to try and beat. Of course, since it's the start of the session, we do need to update you with some couple of news. 2 drivers have been dropped, from one from Team France and one from Team West Germany. So Luigi Villoresi was a big disappointment according to the French team, saying that they were concerned about how far off the pace he was in comparison to Maurice Trintignant, so they have gotten Andre Simon to replace the outgoing Luigi Villoresi, and Team West Germany have also said they've dropped Helmut Niedermayer as they were too concerned about the fact he was so off the pace compared to Hans Klink, so they've gotten Hans stuck instead. So West Germany have got an all-hands team. So I guess you could say that West Germany are taking a very hands-on approach for this race around Spa-Francorchamps. Is it going to be under 2 minutes? Hopefully it is a 1:59.2 from Dennis Poor. So in fact, Dennis Poor's teammate Alan Brown has just gone into pole position on 1:58.9 from the Brits. So far, it's a British 1-2 with a West German in third. And here comes Jim McGrath to split the two British drivers on 1:59.1 from the American. A very decent time there. Now Luigi Villoresi is going to join in the British sandwich. So Villoresi goes into second, 1:59.0. And Maurice Trintignant, the Frenchman, at 1:58.7 goes into first place at the moment. 6 minutes left on the clock, so we're only halfway into the session, so anything can still happen in this qualifying session for the F2 cars. Now 6 drivers are through, just gotta wait for the last 4 and we'll see where everyone is. Sam Hanks goes even faster, 1:58.721, so just less than 100 faster. And Andre Simon in his debut goes into first, ahead of Piero Taruffi in second. And Hans Klink on supply, the only driver to be over 2 minutes so far, goes into the pits as well. So Simon might want to try and improve his time. As Piero Taruffi improves his time, he stays in second position, 1:58.2. So only a tenth separating Taruffi and Simon for pole. So here is your grid lineup for the main race around Spa-Francorchamps. Andre Simon on pole, Taruffi second, and Sam Hanks third. So hopefully we'll have a very, very exciting main race around Spa-Francorchamps for F2. But before we get into the F2 races, it is time for the F1 division. Let's see who will get pole and possibly a gold medal around Spa-Francorchamps in F1. So here we are for the F1's division on the Formulalympics. Who's going to go out first to set the benchmark? We've got a couple of drivers already eager to go out to set a benchmark. As we wait for the auto camera to lock onto one of the drivers wanting to come out of the track. Hopefully it'll lock onto someone in a second. Okay, we're locked on with someone. We're locked on with Rudolf Kraus for East Germany. Of course, Kraus was the sole driver for East Germany in the last race around Silverstone for the United Kingdom race, because his teammate Ernst Klodwig didn't even qualify because he was outside the 110% rule. And Gonzalez's benchmark is going to be a 149.6 for everyone else to beat. Will anyone else be able to beat that time? We'll find out in the next 8 minutes for sure, or maybe even long before that. Here comes Rudolf Krauss, has come across the line. He is not going to beat the time. Paul Freire 149.4. So Freire is currently in pole. Krauss is at 154.1. Now Troy Ruttman for Team America is now going to pole position. Ken Wharton second. Paul Freire third. Alberto Crespo, the other Argentine driver, currently fifth. Jan Flinsman for the Netherlands is 7th, 156.6, so Flinsman is way off the pace. So the gap between 1st and 7th, so the stand is about 9 seconds, as Chuck Stevenson is now in pole position, so both American drivers 1st and 2nd at the moment, with Wharton 3rd for Britain, Rudy Fischer for Switzerland in 4th, Paul Freire 5th, 6th Gonzalez, Jean Behra 7th, the pole there from the last race is 7th, Tony Allman for West Germany is 8th, Giuseppe Farina 9th, and this Chico landing off your top 10. But there's Vanderloof, the only driver so far to be over 2 minutes, down in 14th. Vanderloof clearly must have had a problem during qualifying. Don't know if he was interfered with by other drivers, but either way, I'm pretty sure that's put him outside the 110% time again. As we see, Giuseppe Farina Gonzalez improves his time, goes into 3rd now. Now, what about all the other big names? Ascari's 5th, Farina 11th. So that's really surprising from Farina. You expect Farina to be right up there in the top 3, based on how he did in the previous round. Okay, everyone's now set a time. Vanderloof and Klodwig over 2 minutes, which is really worrying because that's gotta put them outside the 100% time. So the Team Netherlands and Team East Germany are probably going to be really concerned that these two drivers are really struggling this much. And we see a big jump to 7th. Robert Manson with a huge jump into 7th, ahead of his teammate down in 12th. So a really good showing there for Robert Manson. Good lap for him. 149.3. He is just under 2 seconds slower than Stevenson, but it looks like it could be an American front row as it stands right now, because the two American drivers, the only drivers under 148. Okay, we've got Flintman improving his time again, but he still cannot get under 156. And Chuck Stevenson for Team USA improves his time, extending his lead over his teammate Ruttman. And Ruttman kind of sitting in the pit as Rudy Fischer now goes into the top 3. Of course, Rudy Fischer in Silverstone qualified 4th, but dropped all the way down to the back after a massive spin in turn 1 in the first corner. So it's really unfortunate for the Swiss driver. This could be redemption for Fischer. This could be a bonus point coming his way if he can hold on to 3rd for 3 more minutes. The biggest surprise so far is Giuseppe Farina is down in 15th. Giuseppe Farina, one of the you probably think would be one of the favourites to win the season. In fact, Farina won. No, in fact, Farina came 3rd in Silverstone and he qualified 2nd in Silverstone. And yet in this race, he's 15th, and the pole sitter for Silverstone is 12th. Who was 3rd qualifying? Ken Wharton. Where's Wharton? He is currently 5th. Driving for his time, that was Johnny Clay. He improves his time, he stays in 9th, just behind his teammate Paul Freire. So Belgium again having an excellent qualifying session. I mean, they qualified on the 6th row, and well, even though they didn't score points, 11th and 12th, that's a really good result. It puts them 7th in the nation's table. Well, guess we'll go board with him because this is the biggest underperformer. Arguably the biggest underperformer in this session so far, down in 15th place. So we watch Sean coming down to sector 2. 118.3 is the time to beat. Against Stevenson, he is 4 tenths down, but this could be a massive improvement for the Italian. Hopefully, we'll see him flying at least into the top 5. Will Farina do it? So he's just got a couple of corners left to go. 147.6 is the time to beat, but I don't think he's going to manage it. But how close can he get to Stevenson? He is going to finish his run, and he is going to give us a 1 minute 47.9. So he joins the three drives in the Americans under 4:48 and goes into third. So he knocks Rui Fischer out of the top three and out of a chance of getting a bonus point. So unfortunate for Rui Fischer, but fourth place, he's gotta be happy with that. Alberto Ascari, 1/10 faster than Stevenson. With 26 left on the clock, this is his last lap, and of course most of the drivers are in the pits, so they've already finished their runs for this of the day. So 5 seconds left on the clock, so we're going to click to 0, and now we just gotta wait for everyone left on the track to finish their runs. Ruttman, currently second, is still out. Farina's third, still out. I think Farina might pit after getting a major appearance. Jean Behra, another big underperformer, goes into 6th. Though you expected probably to do better based on the fact he got pole position in Silverstone, but 6th place is still a good result for the Frenchman. His teammate Robert Manson is in the top 10. He is sitting in 9th position. So he's Alberto Ascari now 300 faster than Stevenson, so he is slipping back. But Ascari can still get into the top 3 and get some bonus points for himself. So here comes Alberto Ascari to come across the finish line. Where is he going to finish? Okay, Hawthorn goes into 4th, just ahead of him, pushing Fischer even further down. And Alberto Ascari has managed to get the fastest lap right as the session is over. So Alberto Ascari is going to be in pole position, and 3 points going his way, but both American drivers will still get bonus points. Rui Fischer has gone down to the third row. That's really unfortunate for him. Giuseppe Farina has pushed Ruttman down to 4th. Wow, everything has changed on a dime right there. So we've got both Italians in the top 3 now, not both Americans anymore. So we got both Americans and both Italians on the first 2 rows of the grid. So that was a pretty crazy qualifying session to end on. So Ascari gets 3 points, Stevenson gets 2, Farina gets the last point. Further down the field, any big underperformers? Ken Wharton surprisingly down in 9th, Behra 8th. And once again, 6th row for the 2 Belgian drivers on their home turf. So that's a pretty decent result for Belgium. And we just gotta see if all of them have qualified, or if any of them going to be missing out of the race. We'll find out after the F2 races. So here we are for the reverse race around Spa-Francorchamps with the F2 race. Of course, the 2 slowest drivers, the 2 West German drivers are in the front row, and the fastest driver on his debut, Andrew Seaman, is at the back with Piero Taruffi on the front row. Let's see how this reverse race goes. It's 8 laps around Spa-Francorchamps. So let's turn the audio camera off, go to this view, select Clink, and let's get the view we need to see. And we are underway for the reverse race, and it's a good start for Clink to stay ahead. His teammate Handstuck seems to have been passed. Oh no, Handstuck hasn't been passed by Dennis Poors, but it's looks like the 2 West Germans stay at the front of the pack. So it's Stuck on first, Clink second, Dennis Poors third, Alan Brown 4th, McGrath dropping to 5th, Villoresi, Trintignant, Hanks, Taruffi, and of course Andrew Seaman at the back. So Handstuck on his debut is taking the lead of his first reverse race of his career, well, his Formulalympic career, as we see Dennis Poor now in the background. Look like they're trying to make the move on Hanks Clink. Is Dennis Poor going to be able to make the pass? And not quite, but he is still in striking distance of the West German driver. He has got Jim McGrath for Team USA behind him in 4th, followed by Luigi Villoresi. And look, looks like Hanks Clink is about to be passed by Dennis Poor. Yes, Dennis Poor makes his way into 2nd. Going on board with Luigi Villoresi. Is Jim McGrath going to try and make the move on Clink? No, he's going to stay behind the West German driver for the time being. So it's Handstuck in the lead, Dennis Poor 2nd, Hanks Clink in 3rd. Jim McGrath 4th, Villoresi 5th, Alan Brown getting past Piero Taruffi for 6th. Yes, here comes Villoresi now trying to make the move on Hanks Clink. Does he get the pass? It looks like he's going to easily make the move. Oh, we've got battle for the lead. Dennis Poor getting ready right on Hanks Clink's gearbox. Handstuck's gearbox for the lead of the race, but it looks like Handstuck is going to hang on to the position. Meanwhile, on board Alan Brown, we see Luigi Villoresi and Hanks Clink still battling for 4th, but it looks like Villoresi is finally going to make the pass for 4th. So we've got 4 different countries in the top 4. So we've got West Germany first, Britain second, America third, and Italy in 4th. Is Jim McGrath now closing in on the Brit of Dennis Poor? Will he be able to make the pass? In fact, Dennis Poor is going to try and make the pass on Handstuck. And Dennis Poor looks like he's going to make the pass, and he's going to take the lead of the race ahead of the West German driver. And in fact, Jim McGrath under pressure from Luigi Villoresi for 3rd now. And Villoresi managed to slip his way through. A 2:01.2 means Villoresi's got the fastest lap of the race, just taking it off Dennis Poor, who temporarily had it for less than a second. Of course, Villoresi won the reverse race back in the United Kingdom. Can he do this? Will he be able to do the same here in Belgium? As Villoresi gets past Handstuck pretty easily for 2nd. Handstuck couldn't really do anything about it. That was a pretty daring pass from the Italian. As they say now, McGrath under pressure from Piero Taruffi. It's absolute chaos on this track. Anyone going to get the fastest lap of this race? Yes, Sam Hanks is. He's down in 8th place, 2:01.2. He's got a lot of ground to make up, still stuck in 8th, so that's only good enough for 1 point. He's trying to get past Maurice Trintignant down in 7th. And here comes Luigi Villoresi now to try and move on Dennis Poor, and Dennis Poor looks like he's going to lose the lead to the Italian. And further back, we've got Alan Brown making the move into 3rd, so we've got both Brits in the top 3 now. Handstuck dropped to 4th, McGrath and Taruffi. And he about for 5th. Trintignant and Hanks getting involved in this fight. It's just absolute chaos for the top 8 drivers. So, amongst all this chaos, Villoresi's 1st, Poor 2nd, Brown into 3rd, Handstuck is hanging in 4th still. There's Piero Taruffi in 5th, trying to get past the West German driver. As he's going to try and chase down his teammates. Meanwhile, his championship rival is behind him in 7th. There's Jim McGrath in 6th, separating the top 2 drivers in the championship. And there's Sam Hanks 7th, Trintignant 8th, trying to defend from his new teammate Andrea Simon in 9th. Will anyone be making pit stops in this reverse race like they did in Silverstone? And it's possible. We got 5 cars in a train together. Luigi Villoresi, the pole says the current 1st place in the pits. Poor's in the pits. Brown's in the pits. Stuck in the pits. Okay, everyone is pitting on lap 4. Now the question is, who is going to come out first? So go on board with Villoresi since he was in 1st. Hopefully, hopefully his pit stop goes well and he comes out in the lead. Oh man, it feels like forever in this pit stop, especially in a reverse race that's only 50 kilometers long. In fact, we've got movement. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Or maybe not. Andrea Simon, out of absolutely nowhere, has gone from 9th to 1st. And he's coming out ahead of Piero Taruffi. Where did Andrea Simon come from to take the lead? There's the Taruffi 2nd. Sam Hanks is going to make his way into 3rd. Trintignant up to 4th. Villoresi's going from 1st down to 5th. What a disaster for Villoresi right there. And it's even worse for the 2 Brits. They've gone from 2nd and 3rd down to 6th and 8th. What on earth has happened to the front runners of this race? And Andrea Simon, I mean, it's all that is taking the race lead. What, like, I am absolutely speechless of how Andrea Simon has able to pull this off and take the lead. So the biggest gain obviously is Andrea Simon, and the biggest loss is Clank. You'd expect that. Yeah, in fact, yeah, everyone's just is completely flipped with the order. Like, Simon was last, and Taruffi was 9th, Hanks was 8th, Trintignant 7th, and Villoresi 6th. Yeah, the order is basically the same as it will be for the main race as it stands at the moment. As Sam Hanks is now closing in on the 2 drivers. And it's a fastest lap from Sam Hanks, 1:58.3. That's a very fast time from the American. And in fact, there's Sam Hanks right behind Piero Taruffi. Now, will he be able to try and sneak a pass? It is possible that he might do that. Coming down to the Eau Rouge, there is Taruffi now. There's 2 tenths back. Sure, he's got the substitutes to try and take the lead of the race. And yes, Piero Taruffi easily gets the slipstream on the Frenchman and takes the lead of the race. Well, by Sam Hanks though, not quite close enough. Well, Simon is fighting back, but Taruffi easily shuts the door on the Frenchman and solidifies first position. Let's go. We're going to go on board with Sam Hanks, or we're going to go the wrong camera for some reason. As here he goes, game pass Andre Simon and easily makes his way into second place. Andre Simon though trying to fight back. He's going to get a podium on his debut, which is an amazing job for the Frenchman. So 6 points to go with his 3 bonus points for getting pole. That's a really good way to kick off your debut, as this Jim McGrath has actually got past Alan Brown now for 6th place. Jim McGrath really trying to, in an intense battle with the two Brits in the championship. They're separated by 3 points, and Jim McGrath's going to get 3 points, Brown's going to get 2, and Purik looks like he's only going to get 1. As here we go, on board with Piero Taruffi with just a couple of corners left to go to take his second victory of the season in a row. So here we go with Piero Taruffi for Team Italy coming across the line to win the Belgian reverse grid race. So Taruffi takes first, Hanks comes in second, gets the fastest lap, but wasn't able to pull it into a victory. Andre Simon on his debut gets third, Maurice Trintignant his teammates fourth, Villoresi the other Italian comes in fifth. Jim McGrath for the USA is going to come home in 6th place ahead of the 2 British drivers of Alan Brown and Dennis Poor. And of course we just gotta wait for the 2 West German drivers who started the front but got filtered to the back to finish the race. And here are your race results. Piero Taruffi wins by 1.3 seconds of his championship rival Sam Hanks. The 2 French drivers getting third and fourth, and an amazing result for Andre Simon despite the pit stops dictating where Simon was going to end up. He went from 9th to 3rd. Villoresi, not exactly the greatest day for him, and down in 5th, but hoping the main race will be a little bit better for him. Jim McGrath getting 6th. The 2 Brits getting the last points of the reverse race, and the 2 Hans drivers for West Germany at the back. So, with that exciting reverse race out of the way, it's now time for the 100km main race. So here we are, a quick change of the order, and of course it is the grid is the actual qualifying results. From qualifying, we've got Andre Simon on pole, Taruffi second, Hanks third, and Trintignant on fourth from the grid. Who amongst the 4 of them do you think is going to win the race? I mean, Luigi Villoresi could have a good chance to come into 5th. But anyway, let's talk more racing. Let's get this race started. Of course, we'll need to turn the auto camera off, focus on Andre Simon. Go to change camera view, and we are underway. It looks like a pretty decent start from Andre Simon. Yeah, he's definitely staying ahead of Taruffi. They're coming to turn 1. Will everyone make it around safely? Will there be any dramatic overtakes? In fact, yeah, it looks like we've got a dramatic overtake. It looks like Trintignant managed to get the pass on Sam Hanks there. Yes, he has. So Simon first, Taruffi second, Trintignant sneaking his way ahead of Hanks. Villoresi 5th, Brown 6th, McGrath 7th, Poor 8th, Stuck 9th, and Clank at the back. In fact, we've got Sam Hanks now trying to fight back on the Frenchman, but he's going to have to face backing out. And here comes Luigi Villoresi now to try and get ahead of the American for 4th. And Villoresi, of course, having an intense fight with Trintignant, though he's 1 point behind now thanks to Trintignant's result in the reverse race. As going down the Eau Rouge, there's Piero Taruffi still behind the Frenchman, still hunting him down. It looks like he might have the slipstream now. Oh, no, he's going to slow down just for that little right-hander. But I know he's going to try and make the move. Does he get ahead of Andre Simon? It looks like he does get ahead of him. But Andre Simon is fighting back. He wants to hold on to that first place spot as long as he possibly can. Here comes Trintignant though. Trintignant closes in on the 2 of them. And there's Sam Hanks right behind, still stuck down in 4th position. Not able to try and get the position back from Trintignant because Trintignant managed to get him in the first corner on the first lap. Going to the start finish line, who gets the first lap? The first lap of the race, and it's going to be Luigi Villoresi in 5th, 202.343. He is chasing down Sam Hanks still for 4th place. Oh no, Jim McGrath now got the fastest lap in 7th. Okay, I did not expect Jim McGrath to get the fastest lap. He is still chilling in 7th place, chasing down Alan Brown. Try and move up into 6th place as Dennis Poor is pretty much disappearing into the distance. Dennis Poor seems to be really struggling for pace around this main race, along with the 2 West German drivers. And in fact, there is Andrew Simon being passed by Piero Taruffi. Though, yep, Taruffi has now got a definite pass, and Andrew Simon has to concede. Maybe he'll close in and get the position back, but we'll find out if he'll be able to have the pace to keep up with the Italian. And on board with him as he's coming around the outside. Okay, it looks like Trintignant has got the definite overtake on Andrew Simon, and Simon drops to 3rd as Sam Hanks tries to chase him down. Piero Taruffi now getting the fastest lap of the race at 2 minutes, 619. No one else is able to get in the exactly 2 minutes. Andrew Simon may have done well qualifying, but it looks like he may have problems with his race pace. Here he comes, going down the chicane, and looks like Sam Hanks is going to not be able to make the move. Luigi Villoresi hanging behind Sam Hanks, trying to buy his time to make the pass. Meanwhile, we've got drama further behind as Alan Brown and Jim McGrath battle for 6th place intensifying. And Taruffi sets the fastest lap at 2 minutes, 146. Does anyone beat that time? And no one else. Trintignant came close to, but not quite able to beat that time. Piero Taruffi's really benefiting from Sam Hanks being pulled up, because Sam Hanks is 8 points behind, and as it stands, he's going to get 13 more points than Hanks is if Taruffi's first and Hanks stays in 4th. And so then we've got Jim McGrath making the move up into 6th place. Okay, let's see the progress from everyone so far. I mean, Trintignant is the biggest gain. He's gained 2 places because he did start from 4th, and Simon started pole, he's down to 3rd. McGrath and Taruffi have all gained a place each as well. Sam Hanks has lost a position down to 4th, and Brown's lost a position down to 7th. 159.9, the first fast lap under 2 minutes, and it's from Taruffi, who still leads this race. As he's seeing the back of the train, Jim McGrath looks like he is he is dropping considerably behind Luigi Villoresi as Piero Taruffi once again sets the fast lap at 159.7 now from the Italian, as they're now coming nearing the halfway mark of this race. So it's Taruffi first, Trintignant second, Andrew Simon third, Sam Hanks fourth, Villoresi fifth, Jim McGrath rounds up your top 6 right there. Here's the current race leader, Piero Taruffi, coming on to start lap 8 of this race, so essentially coming to the halfway mark. 159.4 is his time. There's Maurice Trintignant in the distance. 201.1 is his lap time, so 2 seconds slower than that last lap. And now here comes the train of cars. Villoresi Brown at the back of the train is the fastest of the group, but he is still stuck in 7th behind Jim McGrath, not really able to get past him, which is going to be frustrating for the Brit. I mean, his teammate Dennis Poor is 5 seconds behind, so Dennis Poor is really struggling as it is, but he has not really been able to penetrate his way through the train. Like, he's being stuck by Jim McGrath for a good few laps, and yeah, he must be really doing his head in. In fact, further up we see Sam Hanks once again trying to make the move on Andrew Simon, and once again it does not pay off, and then comes Luigi Villoresi trying to get himself involved in this battle as he's stuck in this American sandwich between Hanks and McGrath. And Sam Hanks, and there's the race leader, Piero Taruffi, coming into the pits. Will anyone else come to the pits? Maurice Trintignant's coming to the pits. What about the train? Sion's going to the pits. In fact, yeah, it looks like they're all coming into the pits this lap. All pitting on lap 9. I think it's Piero Taruffi now. Is he going to start making a stop? Yeah, everyone's in the trains coming. Everyone is coming to the pits. Will Taruffi come out first, or will any bits of drama unfold? as we wait to find out if Taruffi's going to come out first or will someone else sneak his way through. There's Andrew Simon ahead of him, the pole sitter, who dropped down to third. And it is pretty quiet. It goes Andrew Simon! Andrew Simon is getting to the lead of the race. Once again, Andrew Simon got the fastest pit stop. In fact, Taruffi's had a disaster in the pit stop. Maurice Trintignant coming second, Villoresi coming to third, Dennis Poor fourth, McGrath fifth, Hans Stuck is going to sixth, Brown seventh. Piero Taruffi's gone from first down to eighth. What on earth has happened to the race leader Taruffi's? In fact, his championship rival Sam Hanks has also had a disaster. He's gone down from fourth to ninth. What on earth has happened here? Hans Stuck was down in ninth, he's up into sixth, so that clearly there's been some issues with their pit stops. Don't know if it's an issue with the car or the issue with their pit crew, but either way, it is sent those at the front towards the back, and Andrew Simon's gone from first down to third, and now back into first again. Villoresi's all of a sudden in a good position to battle the two Frenchmen for the race win. I mean, Dennis Poor was 5 seconds behind his teammate down 8th, and he's now ahead of him in 4th. He's ahead of his teammate by 7 seconds. Judging by this, the biggest gainer is Dennis Poor. He started 8th, so he's up to the 4th. And then you've got Hans Stuck, who started 9th, making his way in 6th. The biggest loss is Taruffi and Hanks, who started 2nd and 3rd, and they're the 8th and 9th. Absolutely insane of how the order shifted thanks to the pit stops once again. And meanwhile, there's Hans Stuck being passed by, in fact, in a battle for 6th was Alan Brown. I mean, Hans Stuck wants to try and get some good points this weekend. I mean, he came 9th in the reverse race, which I guess was not a bad result for him. He got beat quite convincingly. Though he is now in a bat defending from the two championship contenders. I mean, he is not doing a bad job defending, but he is inevitably going to be passed by Taruffi and Hanks for sure. As we've just a couple of corners left to go, it gets time to say Andrew Simon on his first ever Formulalympic weekend is going to get a double podium around the track, and he's going to get his first win ever in the Formulalympics. So Andrew Simon, replacing the outgoing Louis Rosier, comes along and takes the win around Spa-Francorchamps for the F2 main race. Andrew Simon's your winner. It is a France 1-2, Maurice Trintignant on second, Villoresi takes third, Jim McGrath, a very good last lap performance to steal fourth from Dennis Poor. Alan Brown managing to pass Dennis Poor at some point, we missed that. But Alan Brown is 5th, Dennis Poor 6th, Piero Taruffi after his pit stop, after taking the lead of the race, his pit stop drama has sent him down to 7th. Sam Hanks, also victim of pit stop drama, fell to 8th. Hans Stuck in his first weekend for West Germany. It is a step in the right direction for West Germany. But Hans Stuck, pretty much in no man's land. But he does finish in 9th place, but he's way ahead of his teammate, Hans Klink, who's only still stuck, who's well over a minute behind Andrew Simon, and nearly a minute behind his own teammate Hans Stuck. So that might put a big question mark on Hans Klink's future in the Formulalympic sport as we wait for him to finish the race. And here are your final results. So Andrew Simon and Maurice Trintignant making it a France 1-2, 8/10 separating the two drivers for the race win. Luigi Villoresi did try to pull up a fight, but he wasn't able to capitalise on the two Frenchmen battling for the win. He fell for third, 1.3 seconds behind. Then Jim McGrath closely followed in fourth. The two Brits 5th and 6th. Piero Taruffi 7th. Sam Hanks down to 8th. Hans Stuck and Hans Klink rounds off the back of the field. So with that exciting race around the F2 division out of the way, before we find out how the championship standings are, it is time for the main event, the F1 race, and hopefully we will have an action-packed weekend for the F1. And so it's onto the grid for the F1 Olympic race in Belgium, with Alberto Ascari and Chuck Stevenson on the front row of the grid, with their respective teammates of Giuseppe Farina and Troy Ruttman on the second row. And then we have Mike Hawthorn from the United Kingdom with Rui Fish, another impressive performance for Switzerland on row 3. Then it's Giuseppe Farina on row 4 with Sean Behra, who was in pole position in Silverstone, now down in 8th position here, with Ken Wharton and Robert Manson rounding off your top 10. And then it's the Belgian team, a good performance from them in their home race on row 6, with Peter Hart and Chico Landi on the 7th row of the grid, followed by the two West German drivers of Tony Allman and Fritz Ries. And then it's on to row 9 with Alberto Crespo from Argentina. Alongside him it is Rudolf Kraus from East Germany. On the 10th row, Gino Bianco from Brazil and Jan Flinsman from the Netherlands. And as you can see, Van der Loof and Claude Zoig for the second race of the row has failed to qualify, as they did not make the 110% time like they did in Silverstone. So without further ado, it's time to get on to the F1 race.
Okay, so here we are for the race around Spa-Francorchamps. Of course, we've got both Italians and both American drivers in the top 4. What's going to happen in this race? We'll find out as we're going to head to the grid now. All camera off, switch to this, switch to Sky so we can focus on him. And the lights go out and we're underway. It looks like Sky got to a really good start. Yes, he got an amazing start, but it looks like Giuseppe Farina has also got a good start to maybe get his way into second place. No, Chuck Stevenson is going to try to hold off the Italians still. And it looks like everyone is going to make it through turn 1 safely. So Sky leads, Stevenson second, Farina third, Ruttman stays in 4th, Hawthorn 5th, Fisher 6th, Gonzalez 7th, Robert Manson 8th, Sean Behra 9th, and Ken Wharton rounding your top 10. But here comes Chuck Stevenson, though, looks like they're trying to take the lead of the race. Here comes Giuseppe Farina now trying to make a move. So Chuck Stevenson, just like that, takes the lead of Alberto Ascari. I need to get the Formula car back in the pits before we carry on, because I don't want chaos to ensue. And here is Sky. In fact, Ken Wharton making his main move on Troy Ruttman for 4th. So we got Brett in the top 4. I mean, Mike Hawthorn did pretty well in his home turf, finishing 5th. But will he be able to finish in the top 5 once again? That is the question right here. Further back, we got Bal for 13th going. This is between Paul Freire and Peter Hart. It looks like Paul Freire is going to hold on to 13th position. Well, this is Tony Allman from West Germany chasing down. There goes Troy Ruttman now, trying to get the move back, get the possession back from Mike Hawthorn, and it doesn't work out for him. So who's going to get the fastest lap of the race? Stevenson 150.3. It looks like Chuck Stevenson is going to get the fastest laps. Yeah, it's looking like it. But who's made the biggest gains after complete 2 laps? The biggest gain is Johnny Clays and Chico Landi. They both gained 2 positions each, as this Johnny Clays under pressure from Ken Wharton for 10th. It looks like Ken Wharton is actually probably going to get the move, because he has got the inside. Oh, not quite. Biggest losses are Ken Wharton and Paul Freire. They both lost 2 positions each. Now, does Chuck Stevenson improve his time? 150.2. Yes, he does. 150.8 from Sky. So Sky was 6/10 slower. And in fact, Mike Hawthorn was actually faster than Farina last lap as well. So that is interesting. So Farina is looking like he's might be slowly being reined in by the breadth of Mike Hawthorn. I'm afraid they're going to be moving to the inside line, but there's no one there to try and overtake. In fact, we might have an overtake. Further down, we've got Sean Behra. No, actually Manson trying to put the pressure on Giuseppe Gonzalez. And Manson still putting the pressure on, but it looks like Gonzalez is going to fend off the Frenchman's challenge for 7th. And just like that, Gonzalez holds on to 7th for Argentina, while Manson is stuck in 8th place. So going aboard, yeah, guess Ken Wharton trying to make the maneuver on Johnny Clay. It looks like Wharton has finally made the move. He's back into 10th position ahead of Johnny Clays. So Clays wants to drops down to 11th, but he might be able to get the possession back if he's able to. I'm looking up towards the front. Was that Farina trying to make a move? No. I thought, okay, oh, we're going to grab a battle going on this. Robert Manson having a battle battling for the possession again, but it looks like he's finally going to make the pass. Oh, in fact, Gonzalez is once again going to hold on to his possession, try and make it difficult for the Frenchman, but I think Robert Manson might have finally found a break and might... no. Surprisingly, no, he's not been able to get past him. That is, that's quite a surprise, because I actually thought Manson had got Gonzalez for sure, but hey, we were proven wrong. We seem to have a battle for 90s going on between Bianco and Flinterman. I mean, there's Ernst Kraus ahead of him and all this, but it looks like Flinterman is finally going to get himself out of last place and into 19th. Yep, he does get past Bianco for 19th. For the third lap in a row, Gonzalez again is going to try to defend from Manson. Manson again is going to try and push it. And yep, side by side. And Manson just isn't able to do much about getting the move done on Gonzalez. And yet, Gonzalez again holds up the Frenchman. 3 seconds faster than 11th of Johnny Cleese. So we're going board with Alberto Ascari. Here he is. He's going to try and make the pass to try and get back into the lead. Is he going to be able to do it? Oh, getting quite close to each other, but no, it looks like Chuck Stevenson is going to defend the possession pretty well. So good bit of defending there from the American. So this is not good news for the French drivers, because especially since their drivers have been stuck behind José Gonzalez for a lot of this race. In fact, about Ascari, it looks like he temporarily held the race lead, but there he is, Stevenson and Ascari going at it, and Stevenson is going to win out to this time, so Stevenson hangs onto the lead of this race. And if I were coming to the back marker, here goes Alberto Ascari though, he's going to try and make the move on Stevenson for the lead. Can Ascari get past the American for the lead? Oh! That was quite a manoeuvre there, but at the end of the day, Stevenson is still hanging on his position. But here comes Ascari though. He is pushing hard for that lead. And again, Ascari just missing out on getting the lead back. So about to come. So we're on lap 13 now. In fact, here comes Stevenson now, going to try and make the move. Oh, contact! So Stevenson bumps to the side of him, and thanks to that, Ascari has got ahead. Oh, that is an absolute disaster there from the American. Tried to lap the back marker, made contact, and spun his car sideways, and just like that, Ascari is now retaking the lead. In fact, there's Giuseppe Farina right behind the American, so try and get both Italian drivers into the top 3. Yeah, Mike Hawthorn has dropped considerably behind Farina, so I'm guessing Hawthorn had problems with lapping the back markers. So goes Farina now trying to make the move. And then Stevenson also trying to make the move as well. But nope, Stevenson has slapped Crespo. Farina again stuck behind him. So Chuck Stevenson is going to try and chase down this guy to try and get that lead back again. But here comes Fisher now. Who's now, in fact, it looks like it's going to be passed by Gonzalez actually. Joseph Gonzalez. There was a bit of contact there, but Gonzalez has sneaked past the Swissman for 6th place. So that came out of nowhere. Doesn't look like it. So let's look at the progress. Who's made the biggest gains and who's lost them? The biggest gainer is indeed Flinterman, who started in last place. He's into 17th now. And then the other big gainers, we've got Chico Landi 12th, Robert Manson gained 2 positions, he's in 8th, and the biggest losers are Paul Freu's lost 2 positions, Alberto Crespo's lost 2 positions, and Rudolf Kraus has also lost 2 positions. Going on board with the Swiss driver, going to try and make a move into the inside, he does so. Go on board Manson, we watch on, and now come around to the chicane. Gonzalez is still hanging in there, but Fisher's not giving up that easily. Oh, Fisher went to the side of Gonzalez there, but Gonzalez getting the better line. And in fact, I say that really Fisher is still going for it. And yeah, Rui Fischer has indeed got back into 6th place, so really good job there from the Swissman. In fact, no, we've got Paul Frere from 13th place is coming into the pits now. Okay, so Paul Frere from 13th is pitting. So I imagine other drivers are going to be pitting this lap as well. In fact, someone else is coming to the pits as well. That is Peter Hart from 14th for Switzerland. I'll be surprised if this guy stays out for much longer though. So we got a couple of back markers pitting. Okay, here's Alberto Ascari. He is coming to the pits now. Stevenson is pitting as well. Farina pitting. What about Mike Hawthorn? Is he going to be pitting this lap? Yes, he is. So this could make or break Alberto Ascari's race. So go board with him as we watch him doing his pit stop. As we see a lot of the other front runners coming to the pits. Rutman's pitting. Fischer's pitting. Gonzalez will be pitting. And so is Manzon. And so forth, so forth. So it is really an intense moment. We'll see who's going to come out first. Can Stevenson get ahead of Ascari in the pits? Oh, it's very, very intense. Very, very intense. In fact, we've got Gonzalez on the move. In fact, yeah. And yes, Stevenson has indeed got ahead of Alberto Ascari. Ascari's stuck in the pits. Ascari's in trouble. So Stevenson, thanks to the pit stop, is in the lead of the race. Farina is up into second. Troy Ruttman is into third. So we've got both American drivers in the top 3. Mike Hawthorn 4th, Rui Fischer 5th, Gonzalez 6th, Manson 7th, Wharton's finally got ahead, Behra in 8th. Behra is down in 9th. Alberto Ascari has gone from 1st down to 10th. That has been an absolute disastrous pit stop. And look at this, Hawthorn and Fischer now battling for 4th. And it looks like Fischer is going to get ahead of the Brits. So we've got Swissmen into the top 4. But here comes Gonzalez though to try and make a challenge for the position. So yeah, Alberto Ascari 20 seconds down with 9 seconds to go. I don't know what happened in that pit stop, but all I know is it sent him way down the order. It is really tense. It's Chuck Stevenson 149.2. That is the fastest lap of the race. So yeah, so Stevenson is still the fastest driver on the track. And I say that, oh no, Sean Behra's now the fastest lap, 149.0. So Sean Behra has now got the fastest lap of the race. So here's, in fact, there's Rui Fischer making the move in Troy Ruttman. Rui Fischer looks like he's going to put himself in contention to be in the podium. That did not occur to me that Rui Fischer could actually do that. I mean, he's got his 3 points for getting pole position, but to go from 1st down to 10th is really not good. 148.9 from Stevenson. Will anyone top that? So the only driver to get within the 148s, once we know who wins this race, 148.6 is Stevenson's best time now. 149 dead from Farina. That's not as fast. So Farina, yeah, slipping away. So the biggest gainer now at this point of the race, that is now goes to Robert Mansell in 7th, and Flintman as well, because he still gains 3 positions. There's Chico Landi and Rui Fischer gain 2 positions each, and the biggest loser, well, by a huge margin, is Alberto Ascari down in 10th. 1st to 10th, that's really not good. Then the next biggest losers are Paul Frere in 13th, Alberto Crespo in 19th, and Tony Kraus in 20th. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of struggling to figure out which driver's which, because this train of both front runners and back markers is ridiculously huge. There's Gonzalez getting ahead of yeah, I'm completely lost on where everyone is, because look at all these cars. You can't really tell which one's the front runners, which one's the back mark. So Fischer is now in 4th. There's Gonzalez is up into 5th. Wharton is down to 6th. Hawthorn dropped to 7th. I'm guessing he must have had an issue with someone. Manzon's at 8th. Behra at 9th. And Ascari, relatively top of Ascari is actually closing in thanks to all this chaos. We've got 2 laps left to go this race, and yeah, it's just back markers lapping back markers, and front runners struggling to lap the back markers who are trying to lap other back markers. So Chuck Stevenson was just going in the last corner to win the gold medal around Belgium. Chuck Stevenson takes the gold in Belgium. 148.4 sets the fast lap at the end of the race. Giuseppe Farina is going to come home for the silver medal for Italy. Troy Ruttman, the other American driver, is going to be a double medal for the United States. Italy got double medals in Silverstone. America gets double medals in Belgium. Rudy Fischer does a very good job in 4th. Gonzalez 5th. Ken Wharton 6th. Mike Hawthorn found himself as 7th. Robert Madison 8th. Sean Behra 9th. And Ascari, with disastrous pit stop, is only able to salvage 10th place. Wow, what an absolutely epic way to finish a race. Just front runners being held up by back markers who are lapping other back markers. Absolutely chaotic ending to the race. So Chuck Stevenson takes the gold medal around Belgium. Farina comes home with the silver, and Troy Ruttman, the other American, gets a bronze medal for America. Rudy Fischer does a really amazing job. Pretty much vindication from his disaster in Silverstone to finish 4th. Gonzalez, a great showing from Argentina in 5th. Both Brits having themselves a 6th and 7th. Both French drivers 8th and 9th. Alberto Ascari's disaster in the pit stop has pushed them all the way down to 10th place. And then you got the rest of the drivers. You got Johnny Clays in 11th, Chico landing 12th, and Paul Ferreira was the last driver to have not been lapped once in this race. And then the driver that was lapped once but finishes ahead of all the other lapped drivers as Peter Hart 14th, followed by the two West German drivers, Jan Flinterman and Gino Bianco, the last driver to be lapped once. Crespo and Rudolf Kraus was lapped twice. So, with that amazing race behind us, it is now time to check how that's affected the points table for both F1, F2, and of course the Nations table.
So after 2 of 16 rounds of the Formulalympics in the F1 table, Chuck Stevenson takes the lead of the competition thanks to his win around Spa-Francorchamps to go with his second place finish in Silverstone. Giuseppe Farina moving into second position, with Alberto Ascari going from first down to third, as he is now 16 points behind the championship leader of Chuck Stevenson. Looking at the F2 table, we see Piero Taruffi does hold on to the lead of the competition with an 8-point lead over second place, which is now held by Maurice Trintignant, as Sam Hanks is in third, Luigi Villoresi fourth, and the debutant of Andres Simon with his impressive debut around Belgium, putting him in 5th place, only 16 points behind the championship leader of Piero Taruffi. Looking at the nations table, we see Italy and the United States tying on 43 points, which is a big gap to third place, which is held by the United Kingdom, who are sitting on 18 points, which is 25 shorter than the top two teams. France hold on to 4th, and Switzerland, scoring their first points of the season, launched themselves into 5th place ahead of Argentina, with Brazil the last team to score points, with Belgium, West Germany, the Netherlands and East Germany still yet to score. To sum up this weekend, Alberto Ascari definitely showing that had the pit stops not gone the way it has gone, then he would have definitely been well in front in the championship, with Chuck Stevenson out in front ahead of Giuseppe Farina. Italy and the United States have definitely shown themselves to be the teams to beat, as they are dominating the nations table. But of course, one thing to note, Piero Taruffi dominating F2, but of course Andres Simon with a spectacular debut, a 3rd place in the reverse grid race and a 1st place in the main race. Andres Simon definitely showing that even though he missed the first round of the season, could end up being a serious force. Now, next week we will be going off somewhere else where it will only just be the F1 drivers we'll be seeing, but I'm pretty sure the action will be just as spectacular.